Science tells us that 1 billion or 2 billion years from now, the sun will overheat and planet Earth will be like an overcooked pot roast. More than that, the Earth will be so overcooked that no physical life forms will remain, will survive. In short, the world will come to a total end, plain and simple. But I'm here to tell you different. The world will in fact never end. It will live on and on over billions and billions of years. Like the Bible says, it will be a world without end. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 21 in the King James. How can this be possible? Well, didn't Christ say definitively that, quote, greater works than these shall you do? John chapter 14, verse 12. Yes, our God-given destiny is to, quote, partake of the divine nature. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4. It's like this, quote, God is a rewarder of them who diligently seek him. Hebrews 11, verse 6. As the church has diligently and steadily worked to fulfill the Great Commission over the last 2,000 years, God has graciously rewarded us with Christian scientists. That is to say, scientists that are Christian. He has blessed us, blessed mankind with scientific discoveries made by Christians in the form of, inventions like the electric light, movie camera, the airplane and the computer, etc. And over the next billions, plural, years, God will bless mankind until each of us becomes close to a clone of Jesus, or even just a fraction of a clone of Christ. Anyway, collectively, the church will number trillions of people, because I'm counting billions of people, let's say 50 billion on planet Earth, and the Earth will be able to support 50 billion because the Sahara Desert will be replaced with a lush vegetation. Will be able to produce an enormous amount of food, but people on other planets will be part of the church. So together, there'll be trillions of people in the galaxy, and they'll all be Christians, and we'll have collectively a great reservoir of spiritual power, spiritual miracle-working power, and we'll be able to do mighty miracles collectively. After all, we are talking about at least 1 billion years from now. And so, when all mankind prays to God to keep the sun from overheating, the sun will obey God's command, mankind's command, and we will be powered by God. the sun will refrain from overheating, just like the sea refrained from sinking the boat that Christ was on. Christ said, "Peace be still," and the storm ended. And in the same way, mankind will say, "Peace be still," to the sun, and the overheating will abate. I take the liberty of repeating something I already said. Christ said, "Greater works than these that I do shall you do." So he's saying we will do works on the level that Christ did. And especially when you consider that it'll be collectively, we'll have the collective power. And I'll write a transcript in the description box under this video. And so you will have it, even though EMP will destroy the computers when Russia bombs America, and I'm expecting it because of the Ukraine war. That's a big sign, and also because Russia hacked it into our computers. That was discovered back in December of 2020, and it had been going on since March of that year. And I don't think our experts have been able to clean out the infestation of malware that Russia has put into our computers. So the worst case scenario would be that when we tell our computers to tell our missiles to launch in retaliation after a Russian attack, our computers won't work and our missiles won't get launched. And this will fulfill Revelation 13, verse 3 and 4, where it says the beast, the Antichrist, will supposedly receive a deadly wound, but it won't be deadly. You see, both sides in a nuclear war are supposed to go down together. It's called MAD, mutual assured destruction, but it won't be mutual. And that's what you can deduce, or you can infer from the words of Revelation 13, verse 3 and 4. And then you go by the literal words where it talks about a war in that same chapter, verse 7. See, verse 3 and 4, that's symbolism, but verse 7 is literal. It's talking about a literal war. One last point. 5 months for the trib. Very, very short tribulation. Revelation 9, verse 5 and 10. It says death will flee from people. In other words, the death that occurs in war will end, which means the war is over at the time of 9, verse 5 and 10. So the occupation which follows the war would be what Revelation 9, verse 5 and 10 is talking about. And the occupation of Europe by Russia, that's the tribulation. So here we have evidence of the tribulation, and it says 5 months. So on that basis, I say, let's forget about the 7-year trib. It's a totally a false interpretation, a doctrine of demons. Okay, that's all for now.